Hey everybody, welcome back to the Average Gene Daily Driving Show, which I'm now going to call the ADHD Gene Daily Driving Show. Because the ADHD, like freaking hell, I am so, my throat is so parched. These are delicious, by the way. This is Buble, or Bubbly. It's Bubbly. Now, I got confused one winter because they partnered with Buble, whatever Bud's first name is, the black guy who plays the music, and then all their campaign ads were like, enjoy a Buble, and I'm like, wow, but is it Buble or is it Bubbly? And you're just calling it Buble because Jonathan Buble, or whatever his first name is having a drink. But anyways, it's the pina colada, or they don't call it pina colada, they call it pineapple coconut, and it's bubbly and it's delicious. I'm now going to crack open a Dr. Pepper Zero. Oh my gosh, it's foaming. Why is it doing that? It went away. This stuff is delightful. Oh, that first burn with all the bubbly things is fantastic. Now, I like caffeinated drinks because they just exciting. You never know what you're going to get with me when I'm on caffeine. And I don't drink caffeine too often. It's been more lately just because, again, summertime, it's fun. Put a little bit of those True Lime crystals in there and whipping, like not whipped cream, but like 34% cream. Yes, that is fantastic. Some guys use the half and half, like the 18%, like the table cream or whatever it's called. And it's just not enough. Like, it still gives it some of that creamy texture, but to throw in some cream, 34% cream, that'll change your life. It doesn't even have to be coconut cream or anything like that. Just cream, milk, all fantastic. And it has to be whole milk. The other day, was at a cabin with some of my friends, and one of them brought 1%, like 1% milk. And to me, that's basically bringing water that's white. I don't know why it's still white if only 1% of it is milk. Like, what are we trying to accomplish here? We're not trying to, like, we're going back to Kip and Napoleon, where he's like, you could be drinking whole if you wanted to. Like, yes, let's get that homo 3.25% milk. The thick, the creamy, the juicy. Oh my gosh, I can drink that stuff all the time. That is so good to me. But anyways, you put a little bit of cream in your Dr. Pepper and it's really good. I wonder what the statistics are for new cars per capita, I guess, in Canada versus the United States of America, because I know there's a lot more people in the America. I get that, but I feel like Canada has a lot more people driving new cars than the United States of America has driving new cars. So I'm going to look that up at some point. I can't do that now because that would be distracted driving, and that is against the law. That is no good. But I wonder, I drive an old car. This is a 2010 Toyota Tacoma. It's the V6, this is the 4-liter, double cab, 6-foot bed. And let me just tell you a little bit about it because I like talking to you about it. It has a topper with the wind doors that open on the side, and absolutely love that feature. Am I going too fast? No, I'm not. Yeah, the wind doors, and then I've got a decked drawer system in the back, and one side has all our camping gear, the other side has all our fishing gear, and it's just a delight. We pull up anywhere we want, anytime we want. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that spot. That looks like a spot to fish. Yep, we're done. Boom. Pull out the drawers, throw on the gear, and we're out in like 5 minutes. On the roof, we've got a front runner, topper rack. It's black with a Thule rod vault, a 2-rod Thule rod vault. And that's it right now, and a Rocky Mountain bike rack on the other side. We often run a rooftop tent, a tree line outdoors rooftop tent, but not right now because my wife had surgery on her knee a few weeks ago, and we're not in any position to go camping like that. But anyways, that's that. It is the metallic gray color, whatever the Toyota people call that, and it's very hard to keep clean. I had a black one before, the Sand Pro Black, and I thought that was tricky to keep clean. It turns out, well, maybe it was just as hard to keep clean, but I thought it looked better when it was clean. When I clean this truck, it looks good, but it doesn't like pop like the Blackwood or like another color. And I always wanted this color. That's what's annoying, is I always wanted the gray. I'd see a gray and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the metallic gray. I really like that. But now I have one and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta wash this stupid thing like every other day. And it's just like, it's a 2010, for crying out loud. It's 15 years old. With 284,053 kilometers, it was like 20 something kilometers last time I told you the mileage because I've been driving. Hence the name of the show. Oh, rumble strips. But anyways, but that's besides the point. We've got Icon 2.0 coilovers in the front that are both leaking at the moment, and we've got the Elka 2.0 IFP rear shocks, which are fine, and Old Man Emu heavy springs rated for 650 pounds constant weight. They seem to be sagging a little bit. I've had them for years now, and I feel like there's less spring, or there's too much spring, and maybe it's the shocks. I should look into that. We've got Timbren bump stops with the flopped U-bolt kit, whatever the freaking hell, and an MBRP catback exhaust that I think I maybe didn't put fully together correct, because it seems to sound like a little bit like theirs, maybe just a little bit of a leak, maybe. But from the passenger side, sounds really good, so can't complain too much about that. We've got Morimoto headlights, freaking retrofit projector headlights with HIDs and some halos up there. They look real clean. I painted the shrouds inside the housing to match actually the color of the truck, which my friend said would look like that old C5, like when Corvettes did that, like the orange and the orange, and they thought it looked gay, which I thought it wouldn't, and so I did it. And well, actually it's because I had the paint, for something else, and I didn't want to buy more paint because CHEAP. Anyways, I love it. I think it's great. And then we've got some wheels, and I don't even remember what the freak they are. They're the Trail Light wheels made by someone. Oh, Montego. They're Montego Trail Light wheels, 17-inch wheels, wrapped in like 4-year-old BFG AT2s. They're the E rating, the 10 ply. They've seriously lasted so long, it doesn't even make sense to me inside of my head. And that's all right with me because tires are expensive, and I still have mine. And I'll have you know, I paid $9.50 for the set, brand new with stickers. I was like, are you kidding me? This is awesome. If I were to buy these tires now, they'd be like, I think $15.50 or something like that just for the set. Like freaking. Which reminds me, we got a Kirkland bag of chocolate covered almonds, $27. That's Canadian in the C80. Wow, that seemed like a lot. Now, the bag looks whatever. They do fill it to the tip top of that bag. It's not like Doritos where you open her up and a quarter just vanishes into thin air. They don't do that. The Kirkland does do good packaging, but still 27. I'm like, come on. My heavens, they do taste so good that I think they got the Oompa Loompas at the back making those things. I'm just gonna say, like, Wonka, dude, where are you at? Come on. But if he is using the Oompa Loompas, maybe we could pay them in something other than money, so that maybe the price could drop on the chocolate covered almonds from the Kirkland brand in the Costco. Yeah, pretty wild. I'm now stuck behind a flatbed GMC, what appears to look like. Real classic Montana truck. He's got totes all strapped up and all sorts of things. But again, we're going like 55 miles an hour, so like 90. That's not super fast, but because I'm talking to you, I'm not real stressed about passing him because I'm so entertained. I'm entertaining myself with my own show, which is hilarious because that's not not really the purpose of the show. Again, I need 50 subscribers so that I can have a live. I want to be live. I want to do this on the live. But the YouTube says, not there yet. You need 50 subscribers. And I'm like, well, I have one. I looked. I thought I had 0. I have 1. Maybe I subscribed to myself. I don't really know how it works. Okay, we're passing. 264 horsepower unleashed. Yes. Power. Jeremy Clarkson, one of the greatest people on earth. I am entering. Welcome to the Tobacco Valley. Thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson, one of the people, probably top 3 on my list that I would love to meet in person. Like, if someone's like, you can have lunch with anyone in the world, I would say, yeah, Jeremy Clarkson. That guy, just what he has done more for Earth than so many other famous people. It's not even funny. He brings wholesomeness and love and hilariousness and laughter and unity. He unites the people in the car community. And I think that's fabulous. And actually the farming community. Like, are you serious? Amazing work. He is someone that I would like to have lunch with. Like, what are all of the things that he would say? And would he have to have a caffeinated beverage to like be funny, or is he always funny? It just makes you wonder. But yeah, Jeremy Clarkson would definitely be one. I used to think Elon Musk would be real interested to have lunch with, but I think he, is autistic. Like, I don't think he would be that fun to have lunch with, because it'd be hard maybe to like zero in on trying to get something from him, and he's not going to open up at all about anything unless I ask just the right question, which I'm not good at doing because my brain can't formulate words properly. We've got this guy at work named Christopher Glenn, and that's not his real name, but I call him Christopher Glenn because his name is Chris. And there's a Swiffer Sweeper Jet ad from years ago, and it's a black mom and her son, and it's important to know that they're African American because it just makes it better. And her son's always walking around munching on chips, making a mess, and the one scene, like, pans the room, and she's like, Christopher Glenn, stop making a mess, or whatever, but she's like, Christopher Glenn. And so I now call this Chris Buddy from Lord Christopher Glenn because he's white. Anyways, I don't know. What are we talking about? Christopher Glenn, Elon Musk, having lunch with Elon. Yeah, whatever. 15 miles to Eureka. That's my destination if you didn't know. And again, Dr. Pepper Zero. I don't have any. I've had 0 subscribers, 1 subscriber. So these are not sponsored videos. This is just me talking about the things that I enjoy in life. Deer. We're good. Across the road. See ya. The deer in the United States of America are much prettier than the deer in Canada. And maybe it's just because it's like still basically spring in Canada, so they're still losing their coats, and the fellers down here are like right in the heat of summer, so they got their nice, beautiful, silky coats. But man, the deer up there in Canada, they're like, I'm like, hello, are you homeless? Like, do you have a spot that you regularly go down to nest down? It doesn't look like it. Do you need some help? Because they're rough looking. They're patchy, rough looking. They probably smell real bad. The ones here, I'm like, yo, you could come into the house for like, I don't even think there's a fly on you, and I don't know how that's possible, but that's what it looks like to me. We should be wrapping this sucker up. We're at 14. Last I looked, we were like 8 minutes, and now all of a sudden we're at 14, and I'm probably losing view. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, subscribe so that we can do the 50 people, so that we can have the live videos and we can talk about the things that maybe you guys want to comment about. And I don't know why YouTube does that, but whatever. We're going to figure it out later. Again, this is the Average Gene Daily Driving Show, or what I'm now going to call it, the ADHD Gene Driving Show. And I think that it's great. So subscribe, follow, like, again, whatever. This is Gene. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace out.